start your day on a brighter note. It goes a long way for you to know that it's another beautiful day. So when you start with a little hello, hi, a little love here and there, whether it's Valentine tomorrow or next tomorrow, it goes a long way to give you a way to start your morning, your day on a brighter note. Because when you start on that note, I tell you, you just be smiling. People wondering, this person don't win jackpot. The one are just trying to encourage yourself, just like the Bible said, encourage yourself if you're a Christian in the Lord. Okay, so if you're a Muslim, encourage yourself in the God you serve. Okay, so to God be the glory. It's another beautiful day. Thank God for the gift of life. It's beautiful Thursday morning, the 13th day in the month of February 2025. To the glory of God, we are here this morning, and you're there. We give God all the glory, all the honor, all the adoration, all the praise. It goes a long way to show that He will not fail you, neither will He fail me. So He has not failed. He has given us life this morning. You didn't wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I hope so. I'll give you a gist on that some other time. Waking up on the wrong side of the bed. You will not want to have it. You will not want to start. You will not even want to go near it. So it's another beautiful morning. And it's like the television, the program is Family and Values. Family and Value is a program that comes on your airwaves, on this particular station, on our application, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Star Times, on AVO application, on O Prime application. It's all about talking about the family. And on Thursday like this, it's particularly for your health, your well-being, your mental state of mind. Sometimes you may be sick by thinking, yeah, that's true. You may just fall sick just by carrying body, not forgiving someone like Kimo Sorena if I'm holding a grudge against him. Or Susan in the studio here, and I say, she's been coming to this office. She will not greet me. She will just come because she's brighter than me. She's mulatto. I just started, she's briefing me. Or, I just start carrying unnecessary body. You can fall sick. Your heart can have problem. So watch it. Today is another Thursday. I will be talking. We'll be discussing. And I'm not here alone because my own name is Olori Adejoke. Adobe David, my friends call me Olori Edo. I always rock this boat every morning, Mondays through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. with Princess Joy Abu. And she's right here with me in yellow and black with a touch of white. I'm packing her hair like Oshu.
Maybe I am actually young. Maybe we belong to the place of the riverside. Good morning to you.
It's good to see you. How is Ayobo this morning?
Ayobo is fine. No lights. We still don't have lights.
Tell them. Talk to them. Everybody's talking about PTSD. Bring light. Let us have light.
Since they carried our phone, I think that was second week in December. Till now, nobody's saying anything.
See, PTSD, you need to burn it. You need to be born again. You need to come back to life. Give your life. Why would you want to put us in darkness? What is happening? And at the end of the day, you still bring bills. You bring bills. So you need to watch it. It's not fair. Of recent, a particular community also here in Lagos, had to go to their office and start protesting that they have taken their life for so long, maybe weeks. And at the end of the day, still bring a bill. Why? Story long. Please watch it.
Anyway, by the way, yeah, it's Healthy Thursday. I didn't go to the gym this morning. I did not gym. I didn't gym. That's why I'm looking out. You know me when I come direct from the gym, you know how it is. But this morning I didn't gym. I decided to be cool, calm my head because last 2 weeks I've been very hectic. I've been engaging in some spiritual combating. Let's combat. Well, welcome to Family and Values on Galaxy Television, where we are reaching out for the stars. Remember, it's a year of ever flourishing, and you flourish this year. I will still say to the commuters on the road, please know that the next person is rushing. If you're not in a rush, it's not a problem, but remember that the next person is actually in a rush. So the spirit of empathy should be shared. I'm seeing a lot of people, a lot of VAR gifts are flying on the road, and people are just rushing to buy. Calm down. You cannot present VAR gifts, send your words of love to whoever you want to, because now the way the prices are going there, by tomorrow we'll see a lot of red and white on the road. Welcome to the show. I am Princess Joy Ayo. It's Healthy Thursday. Come, let's talk about health. How healthy is your family?
Okay, as we prepare for the vow, don't be in a rush. Life is like, don't even if you are a passenger on the road, leave home on time. Stop rushing. Lagos, we like rush.
The rush is very something
so
else.
don't allow anyone to push you here and there. Okay, if you see anybody rushing, please move along by the side for that person. It goes a long way. I pray you will not rush and fall down. It's very important. And sometimes when we're rushing, we lose consciousness of ourselves, and we find out that something is being picked from our pockets, our bags, because you are not there. Your mind is somewhere else, and your mind is where you're going. So you see people rob you, take something out of you. They'll just hit you like this. You will not know. Before you know it, your phone is gone. So watch it. Don't be in a hurry. Be cautious of that. Okay, so for everyone celebrating on this beautiful day, because I'm sure Joy doesn't have any.
I do. So
I don't break my memory
day before yesterday, my girlfriend was celebrating her birthday, and she didn't say anything until yesterday when I saw something posted. I said, "I was listening to your birthday, sing it to me face." So happy birthday to OJ Linda Eta. I love you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being a true friend. All the way from university. She's one person that told me, "Babe, I'm here for you." So thank you. A big shout out to Linda, OJ. I love you, family and Valley. Love you, celebrating.
Okay, to every other person celebrating today as well, we love you. We wish you all the very best. And also to everyone having any beautiful memories of love, we wish you the very best and pray that new wine in your home, in your union, in your relationship. On that note, we need to go for our mini feature because our guest is right here. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Another moment for us to share, to relate, and also to talk about a very, very important topic. Many a times we don't know this happens, or we are not even aware of us having these particular symptoms or sickness around us, or maybe it's disease. But the doctor will put us through, because some will say it's a sickness, some will say it's disease. No, some will say no, it's just one of those things that happen. But we have someone who will be shedding more light onto this topic. PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder. And we have a friend and a sister who will be joining us live from UK. Her name is Oluseyi Odudimu. Sheyi, are you there? She is an international social worker and also a mental health advocate. She is joining us looking so beautiful. Another says beautiful.
Beautiful sisters.
Good morning to you.
Wow, it's so good to have you this morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Wow.
I'm fine.
You're looking so beautiful.
Unfortunately, I don't think I can see both of you, and I wish I can.
Wow, it's so good to see you. Thank you for joining us. So how are you this morning?
I'm fine, but I can see both of you on the screen. I hope
Seriously?
yes. I think that's not sort of it, but anyways, how are you both doing? Good to be back again. Thank you for having me.
Okay. So Sheyi, is PTSD, is it a sickness, is it a disease, or what exactly, under what category can we place it? What is PTSD, and can we prevent it? Is there any connection between PTSD and substance abuse? Is there any correlation between those two?
Okay, good to be back again. Hello, Joy, Olori. Thank you for having me as always. I quickly want to appreciate your TV station, for creating awareness more often about mental health, which is so, this is very, very good. It's something we really need in Nigeria at this time. So, post-traumatic stress disorder is a mental health condition, and that can arise after experiencing, or witnessing traumatic events. So but many people believe that it mainly affects military personnel that often face traumatic events during their services. But the truth is, it can affect anyone, regardless of age, background, and it is also characterized by different symptoms that can significantly impact daily life. So, yesterday, I had a conversation with a very good friend of mine yesterday, and I mean, we talked about Nigeria, and I told her that I'll be here today to talk about post-traumatic stress disorder. And then she laughed and said, everybody in Nigeria is living with post-traumatic stress disorder. And sincerely, Olori and Joy, you agree with me that to some certain length, I kind of agree that is true. Because in Nigeria, I think there are several factors, that can contribute to the prevalence of PTSD. And if I begin to mention them, I'm sure you will be able to relate, and then we can align. So let's look at Boko Haram. The ongoing violence in northern east states due to this Boko Haram insurgency, has led to widespread trauma among civilians, including displacements, loss of loved ones, community disruptions, and those are the things that can cause PTSD. Then let's talk about ethnic and religious conflicts that most time happens, and we see that online as well on social media. Nigeria diverse ethnic and religion landscape has often become a source of tension. I saw one recently, with the popular musician, and these often result in clashes that leave many individuals traumatized, the people involved, the people around them. So another thing is the domestic violence. You will agree with me. Last week I was at an event at the University of Bedfordshire, and I talked about the gender perception, and then I talked about gender and then the trauma that we experience, talked about sexual abuse. You don't want to believe me that we have like about 50% of Nigerian Black African people there. Almost like 80% of the women confirmed, they cried, confirmed that they've experienced sexual abuse. And these kind of people would definitely live with PTSD. So, and, other things like the events such as then the floods and droughts that can displace communities. And all these can significantly lead to loss, leading to trauma and, stress related disorder. What about accidents? With the kind of vote that we have in Nigeria, we often lose and lost our loved ones. And survivors, most of the survivors can develop PTSD from the traumatic experience of, such events. Recently, we most of the people using our service, and they talked about the economic challenges faced by many Nigerians, including poverty, unemployment, and all these can create chronic stress and anxiety, excavating mental health issues, including PTSD. And of course, we lost many recently the healthcare condition. The standard of our healthcare services. We've lost so many people. Suddenly, you will just hear about some of our friends dying, and I kept questioning a lot of things, but that's not why we're here today. And then sudden or violent deaths, whether from illness, from accident or conflict, can lead to grief and trauma, particularly if the individual was a primary caregiver or a care provider, like some of the people we just lost recently. I saw the news on social media. Like I said, now I kept on seeing a lot of high rates of sexual violence, particularly against women, as I said earlier, and girls. And all these can contribute significantly to the prevalence of, post-traumatic stress disorder in Nigeria. These survivors often carry the trauma of their experiences long after these events. So, and unfortunately, the cultural beliefs, or as we all know, surrounding mental health can prevent individuals from seeking help, leading to untreated PTSD and then excavating its effects on their lives and community.
Expansion into what causes it. Now let's look at the symptoms. How do we identify
Okay.
them? Now these causes you're even saying are very far. Let's talk of the ones that are major. The traffic's on in Lagos, you're coming back, you're stressed, somebody is hitting you, somebody is biting. Those are major causes of the stress. Those ones we call them external. Yes, Boko Haram is not really the ones that affect us, that pinch us. And then you want to buy something, you discover that suddenly the price is different from what you got yesterday, and all those things causes this. Now, what are the symptoms? How do we know? How do we identify them among us, with people living with it? How do we know that, this is what this person is going through and this person needs help? Because sometimes we don't know that they need help because you feel like, it's a normal thing. Like somebody once said, stress is a normal thing. And I realized that stress is not a normal thing. It can never be normal. It's abnormal. So when you classify it as a normal thing, it gives you the opportunity not to now identify. So how do we look at the symptoms of people having this, and how do we watch out for them?
All right. Joy, sometimes I think stress and anxiety are some sort of normal events, in our lives on daily basis. We get stressed, but I think it's when it's beginning to affect our daily lives. That's when we begin to say, okay, this person is dealing with it. For instance, I I'll be having this interview, and since yesterday, I've been so nervous, anxious because definitely I know that I have so many things to do. The kids are there, prepare them for school. It's going to drop them. I have to go to work. Yeah, so it's just part of our daily lives. But if it begins to affect our daily lives, I think we need to watch out. So let's talk about the symptoms. I think not that I think I know that flashbacks and intrusive memories of traumatic events. Maybe people that have nightmare related to trauma, like people that experience sexual abuse, they begin to have the nightmare whenever they sleep. And then some of them will begin to stay clear of reminders of the traumatic events. Maybe when they see men, they want to run away from them. They don't want to be close to people, that, I mean, the gender that abused them. And this is because they want to avoid the thought of feelings associated with this. They just don't want to see. And that's when you see there are some people, when you just touch them, they just feel like, oh, don't touch me. Watch out, that person might have experienced such traumatic events. And then for many of them, negative changes in moods and thoughts, these persistent negative emotions, they begin to have fear, anger, guilt, the feelings of detachment, and then numbness, difficulty experiencing positive emotions. And then some of them even have difficulty sleeping or concentrating, and irritability or outburst of anger. I think I did use that as my point of reference most of the time when it comes to Nigeria, because you see many of us being angry over every little tea. And then this is an hypervigilance of an exaggerated startle response, to any event. So I think some of these things are the things we should look out for in our loved ones. And if we notice this, we just have to, we just have to support them, because unfortunately, PTSD is often unreported and misunderstood, in our community, where the interpretation of or the conceptualization regarding mental health is something we don't even want to talk about, and lack of awareness. But I'm glad that your TV station is creating awareness, so I give it to you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, as you know, we always want to take this break to talk to really tell you how far we want people to understand it. So we'll be taking our word on marble. So Lucia, please, you will need to hold on for us. Let's take this break and we'll continue this conversation after this time out. So viewers at home, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Let's take our word on marble. Back, that was our board on marble, and we're trying to put some thinking to it. My past is an armor I cannot take off. Each time you try to get me to thinking or something, it keep coming back. Anyway, it's time for us to join our guest back and bring her back. Okay, Sheyi is back. Thank you for staying and thank you for waiting. Okay, so we're still talking on PTSD. We want to take some questions much later as we continue with this discussion. So all you just need to do, please, I'm not taking calls. I promise I'm not taking calls because of the distance, and I want her to deliver some of the questions we have for her and for all of us to be able to benefit so that she'll be able to have time to talk and answer them. So you can call the number, no, you can send SMS message to the number on your screen. I'm not taking calls. The number is on your screen as we speak. 070-422-34006. 070-422-34006. That's the number you text your message for our guests as we discuss post-traumatic stress disorder. So, Oluwaseyi, is there an age that one is affected? You see the effects of PTSD, or at what age can one be exposed to start showing the symptoms of PTSD? Is there a particular age? Does it has anything to do with age? I
Absolutely.
thought as much.
Yeah, that's just the truth. I love your word of marble this morning. That's like it's impossible for us to. Our past is our past, and sometimes it is often impossible for us to let go of the past, unfortunately.
Mm.
And these are the things that that generates from having not to take that out of us. You know what I mean? That our past always have to remember them, and it can affect anyone. To be honest, PTSD can affect anyone, irrespective of your gender, your age. It doesn't really matter. And then that's why I always advise people that you just have to consult with the mental health professionals, and these can only be diagnosed based on criteria in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorder, DSM 51234. Yeah. So, and then a thorough assessment usually involves discussing symptoms, medical history, and the traumatic event. And this is because it doesn't matter your age, your gender, it can affect anyone at all, sincerely. Even young people, even people, babies, babies. Okay. Sorry, Joy, I can't hear you.
What the role of therapy is? How dangerous can it be? To what extent? How dangerous can it be? To what extent can we classify the danger involved in it? And what's the role of therapy in all of this? Does therapy really work for those that truly experience this? And how dangerous it is?
I must be sincere with you, sis. Therapy is not even dangerous at all. Neither is the medication. All the treatment options are very important, and they have their own, significance as well. They have important role that they play, and that's why I always tell people that I don't think therapy, medication, or this whatever support you may be getting doesn't have any negative effect. So let me talk first. Let's take for instance the cognitive behavioral therapy. This helps individual process and reframe their thoughts about the trauma. I'm sure you know cognitive behavioral therapy, which is the talking therapy. It's very important because naturally, some of us speaking to someone alone, I someone spoke to me about some things, confided in me, and all of that. And this is something that person has been keeping for a very long time, for like 5 years. Imagine. And this is someone who believes that, okay, we're living in this social media world whereby discussing or confiding in people can actually make them reveal your secrets out. And she doesn't want to be an example out there, or people discussing her. And the moment this person discussed this with me, oh my goodness, Joy, you don't want to imagine. The second day, she called me, she said, I feel okay. I don't know. I feel like something heavy had just been taken away from me. And you can see that. So high movement and then reprocessing method also work. This is a kind of, a specialized therapy that helps process traumatic memories. And this is also very, very helpful. I've heard people giving testimony, some of the people that use our resources, giving testimony about this. So, and supportive counseling, like I said about, the example I just cited now, these always provide a safe um, space for people to talk about feelings and experiences. And then the moment you talk about them, it helps. And I was listening to one interview yesterday about an Antibuki Wright that talked about taking antidepressant for a very long time. And I don't think that has got any negative effect on her. You can still see she's someone who is still very agile, someone who is very productive, contributing positively into the society. So and this may be prescribed to manage, the symptoms of PTSD. What about support group? We also have support group. The Stop Mental Illness Foundation, we have our support group. And you know what, Joy and Olori, joining the support group can provide comfort and understanding from others who have experienced similar traumas. There is nothing that's as wonderful as having people sharing similar experiences with you. So, and I do say to people that if you don't want to, I always encourage people to use all of these resources. But if you know that you don't want to use all of these, you're thinking, because most of us in Nigeria, I mean, these happen more often with the people using our resources. I always encourage them to engage in activities, that promote physical and mental well-being, such as exercise. Joy, I heard when you said, you are a gym person, and which is quite fantastic. I applaud you for that. So, and also meditation is there. What about your hobbies? What do you enjoy doing? These days, I see many of my friends talking about, I think before, I think I used to judge people about going to party, probably because I'm not a party person. But these days, I encourage people a lot because I know that's one of the coping strategy or self-care, our own self-cares, and then, I mean, a way of engaging ourselves, just taking all those things, all those traumatic memories of us. We love going to party. And party is also very important, I mean, for Nigerians. So for others too, you can also build your own support network, connect with friends, with families, or support group that can help you heal. Also, don't forget to educate yourself, because understanding PTSD can empower individuals and their loved ones, to navigate these challenges. So I can say all those things are very important, and they do not have any negative effect on us. Believe me.
Doubt. You know, some, just like you said, the antidepressant doesn't have any side effects on people. It actually helps. I want to
Yeah.
ask this question. I'm not sure,
Okay.
maybe because I've not been there, but I don't think, except maybe for the rich and for the elite out there. Is there a way we can work out having this community? I know community goes a long way and it helps a lot of people. I've watched
Okay.
movies, I have friends and families out there who always tell
Mhm.
you maybe in the area of alcohol taking, excessive alcoholism, drugs, and all. This community goes a long way and it helps them. It has helped a lot of people. Now, I don't know, is there a way one can find something like that here in Nigeria that will not need to go with the elites alone? I know they will have it. I know the elites in Nigeria have it. But I'm talking about, over there, I don't think you have to pay, like, it's a community that is out to help to rehabilitate and also to help to listen to you. You have your fellowship together with
Mm.
people who are also in the same area of need, coming together
Yeah.
to share the experience and all that. Is there a way we can have that in Nigeria that is not going to be monetized? I don't know. I think our government should
Absolutely.
work more on that. But I know your foundation can also help to bring something like that and support something like that here in
We do have
Nigeria.
work
You
for
are
that.
there, so we
Absolutely.
need something like that here in Nigeria. That's
No, no,
one.
no, no. We do
Now,
have that with
thank God,
Nigerians as well.
PTSD is not hereditary. I cannot say because my mother went through this trauma when she was pregnant with me, I'm going to start feeling it. Is it possible? That's my first question. The second question is, how does it affect lifestyle? Your job performance, in what area does it affect it? Your lifestyle, your job performance, and your productivity, even as a businesswoman. How can PTSD affect this area of life?
So let me tell you a story about one of the people that use our services. This is someone that experienced violent robbery, someone that is always always going out early in the morning and all of that, just like Joy said, experiencing all this traffic, staying there for like almost 3 hours. So and one thing about this lady is that we encourage her to join the community because at first we connected her with one of our therapists, a psychologist who prescribed medication, and she explained that she doesn't write medication. So we decided you have to join our community because we do have our community. We have support group for people living with depression. We have community and support group for different category of people living with mental health conditions. And again, in Nigeria, because we do these on our WhatsApp group, we have different WhatsApp support group for people and all of that. So I encourage people to join. But the thing is, it's very possible because apart from the biological um, factors, the genetic factors is also a contributing factors to development of PTSD. So the question you asked, Olori, it's very very possible, and that's why we do talk about if you are educating yourself about mental health. Educating yourself about any kind of mental health at all, conditions at all. You also have to educate the people around you because it's very very important for them to be aware because many of them might be going through that with you and you may not even know yourself because you are not even educated. So we always talk about educating the entire family, educate the people living with the conditions, educate the family and the entire community. And that's what we do in our foundation. So again, if you look at the new app, our app, the Involving Mind app, we do have support group as well there. And you know, recently I released one of my book is released, and I'm releasing some of the books as well, which talks about building a community that support people living with mental health conditions. So we do have that, and not basically in the UK alone. We do have that in Nigeria also, and we have professionals that that supports people to my to regain their ability because it does affect their daily lives. And how does it affect people? Look at you, both of you, you are here today, and there is possibility that if you have any sort of mental health conditions and you are not taking care of yourself, you are not engaging yourself in your own self-care strategy, like Joy using the gym. And you know how it works when we use the gym. It's not just for our fitness alone, basically to help the movement of blood even in our brain as well, which is very important. I mean it does affect, and that's why we do encourage self-care, like I said. So it does, they begin to become, they will not be productive anymore. They begin to lose their memories. Some of them are, sorry, Joy.
PDF after childbirth, and since then I've found it very difficult to recover. Is there a
Mm.
timeline to recovering period, or I have to deal with it for as long as it takes me years?
Oh, no. I think the moment it begins to interfere with your daily life after, I think it's very understandable for us to feel stress, to feel anxious after delivering, after childbirth. Every one of us, of course, you can attest to that you both experience that. But after a month, 2 months, and you're beginning to come to that reality that I think I'm not okay, something is wrong with me. I always encourage people to please seek medical support. Please do not keep quiet. Talk to people around you how you are feeling, because most time it's impossible for the people around to even notice the symptoms. And please, after a month, just please seek support. please.
Okay. Before you leave, I wanted to quickly answer this also. I got a text message. What are the preventive measures? I think you've mentioned some of them, but is there any other thing you would like to add to it? Before you leave, and your final advice to people watching. And if you have any of this community you think can be of help here in Nigeria, maybe you should send it to me, and we can always, make it a known place for people here in Nigeria to benefit from. So help us with that in like 2 minutes. Can you wrap up that?
Oh yes, yes. I think I do say to I love how you started this morning. Going to sleep with positive mindset and waking up with positive mindset. I think it's very important because there is no how we can prevent lots of traumatic events in this hustling and bustling world that we're living. We cannot, but it's now left to you. You can prevent it. I do say to a lot of people, we do experience one of my books that I launched at the University of Bedfordshire recently, and I talked about losing my three sisters and the traumatic um, impact in my life. But rather than using it in a negative way, I decided to use it positively. I talked about it. I tried to immortalize them recently with their book. So it's you. Nobody can do it for you. Honestly, you just have to be positive always. And then I like to conclude that, PTSD is a serious condition that requires understanding and compassion. And it is very crucial for individual experiencing symptoms to seek help from mental health professionals. And raising awareness about PTSD in Nigeria, can help us to reduce this stigma and encourage those affected to seek support they need. And I appreciate your TV station so much. Thank you. So, because you're making us understand today now, I'm sure a lot of people would have understand the common causes of PTSD in Nigerian community, and then the importance of developing effective interventions and support system. So I believe that if we begin to address these underlying issues, we can be able to improve mental health outcomes and foster resilience within an affected community. But again, lastly, let me just say so because I know Joy is about to stop me like that. So if you or someone you know is struggling with PTSD, please reach out to a mental health professional or a support organization like the Stop Mental Illness Foundation. We are here. Olori Joy, this is what I dedicate all my life to do. And it's because of my own experience as well. And I do understand that a lot of people do not have access to that resources. I consider myself a very strong woman, but not people cannot react, not everybody can react the same way that I do. So I believe together we can work towards healing and understanding. So thank you, ladies, for having me, beautiful ladies there. I have to go now.
Very best of today, and keep enjoying yourself as we enjoy more tomorrow, Valentine's Day. Wish you happy Valentine's. Send Valentine's ahead of tomorrow. Okay, enjoy yourself, and best regards to the boys. Have a lovely day. Bye. Okay, so we've been talking with Oluseyi Odudimo. She joined us from the United Kingdom. She's an international social worker and also a mental health advocate. We've been talking about post-traumatic stress disorder this morning. So you can always send it to your loved ones. Please, we go through a lot. All of us, we are stressed in Nigeria. So Joy, over to you. What do you think? Yes, you think this Joy over stress? Well, worry am sometimes. Your ball.
Now you can imagine.
So yeah.
So all I have
Let's
to say
run.
is just be yourself. Try to be happy. Sleep positively. Wake up positively. That's all I'm going to tell you. And watch out for people around you. Be kind to everyone. That's what I'll say. It's the season of love. Let's love lead. All right.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow.
So even as the love leave, tomorrow is going to be Saint Valentine, and we're looking at seeking dependency elsewhere. Seeking dependency elsewhere. That's what we're looking at tomorrow. Where do you seek this dependency? Why do you want to depend on someone? Yes, we've just talked about community, but why is your own so particular and it's not in that area of community that you are on? So let's talk about that tomorrow. We wish you the very best of today on behalf of everyone who has made today's show a great success. Thank you so much. We love you for joining us at every point in time. My name is Remain Olori Adejoke Adam David. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye for now, and stay tuned for the next show. Bye.